okay, you guys. I did not forget the July tarotscopes. I've been taking my sweet time getting myself back together after my June that was crazy. But I'm here today with you, a little bonus episode where we're just going to do tarotscopes for the month of July. And as a little special treat for you, I have pulled an animal spirit card, one of Kim Krantz's animal spirit cards, to go along with your tarot card to give us a little extra insight into what's happening. We are going to begin with Cancer. I will, as further penance for being late, I will actually put timestamps on everything. So listen as you are called. Listen for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. Listen for your friends, your family, your loved ones. You know, just like let the energy, the cards speak to you in whatever way you feel like you want them to. And with much love from me. Overall, the two cards that were at the bottom of the deck were Elk and Temperance, which says to me, be patient, young Jedi. Be patient, young Jedi. Ground your feet. And it's just such a reminder of this whole July ethos, this whole July vibe is a vibe of alchemy, a vibe of you're not going to miss it. You're not going to miss it. Stillness is a great ally. And in apparent stillness, so much can be happening. So let that be true for you too. We are going to start with Cancer. For Cancer, I pulled the Death card and the Firefly. I actually pulled the Death card in reverse, and I upright almost everything when I pull it, but something about the Death card in reverse felt important. Cancer, you're going through a deep transformation. I don't know exactly why the astrology is so centered on you right now, but I know that it is, and there's probably lots of good astrologers like my cousin, Maddie Murphy, or I love Channing Nichols. I love the way she talks about astrology. I love Jessica Lanyadoo, I think I'm saying that right, but her podcast is Ghost of a Podcast, and she's all over Instagram too, and I just really like the way she does astrology as well. Anyways, check some of those people out to hear what is up with Cancer right now. But Cancer, to have Death and the Firefly, if you imagine death like a transformation, like a rebirth, like a walking through a door, something about the Death in reverse along with the Firefly energy feels like something might lure you back. Like there might be one last flash on the horizon, or the idea that almost like a siren call, like you're trying to get through the gates, through the straight, but something kind of catches your eye, like it feels like something kind of shiny or sparkly that catches your eye, that just drifts you back again for one moment. And it can feel like death should be this like seamless process, this smooth process, but it's not. It comes with fits and starts. You know, this classic snake shedding its skin. If you've ever actually watched a snake shed its skin, it doesn't happen all in one go. It kind of happens in these like fits and starts. And something about that energy is with you this month. So there is some final transformation, some final death that is settling into your body and into your bones. And there may be a call back. And I would say to honor it. There's something, the way it feels in my body and in my energy is like there's some last little ember or firework that needs to be released, needs to be set free. As you're traveling through this metaphorical portal of your transformative journey, if some noise, light, glimmer catches your attention and calls your attention, just hand it over, just kind of turn towards it, because it's going to happen really quickly. It's very small. You're not going to get stuck there, but there's one last thing that just wants to be released. And because it's Firefly energy, it wants to be released in your favor. I mean, there's something about Firefly energy that's bound energy that's like the opportunity to let your light shine even brighter. So that's the idea, to let this alchemical sacred mystery of July working its way through you, working its way through whatever transformation you're undergoing. And if you get kind of pulled back, caught back, I can really feel it like this kind of like a hand on my shoulder or like something out of the corner of my eye. Like if you just get caught, just follow that, trust that misdirect, trust that redirect, trust the non-linear jerky motion of real life. Love you, Cancers. For my Leos, what beautiful cards I pulled for you. In the land of there are no good cards, there are no bad cards, pulling the Four of Wands and the Swan is kind of nice. That is soulmate energy. That is really beautiful. The beautiful energy of finding a home, a container, a place to settle our heat, our fire energy. Swan is the beloved. It is the mirror image. It is the consort of the goddess that travels with us in our search for our mate. And so I don't know what's happening in your life exactly this month, but there's something about finding a home in the world, and in particular in another person. It's really beautiful energy, and it's so specific. I mean, it really does feel like this wedding, this soulmate, this companion, this connection, this remembering yourself through the eyes of another. It's this really beautiful energy. It feels very specific, so I'm like, is this for all the Leos? But maybe it is for all the Leos. Maybe on some level there's just a falling in love with a companion and falling in love with the home that you've created together or you will create together. Beautiful, beautiful energy. It feels really smooth, and it feels very content, and not even, joyful is not even the right word, like peaceful, like, oh yeah, here we are. It's really nice energy. So Leo, enjoy that, feel that, bask in that. Don't let that beautiful moment pass you by. There's something really powerful about soulmate energy and about making an energetic home here on earth with another person, and the safety that like the safe boundaries that creates for you in the world. It's lovely. Make art with that. Virgo, you got the Fool and the Frog. What funny, beautiful companions these two are. The Fool is, as you know, divine protection. Didn't you just get the Fool maybe? I don't know, but the Fool for July says that you are off on a new adventure and that you are divinely guided and protected. And the Frog energy coming in says to me that the restorative moments of July are really important for you right now. So this idea of balancing your water, replenishing you, the image that always comes through with the frog is like, what are the things that nourish you, that nurture you, where are the places you go to refill your cup and to wash yourself clean. The idea of protecting clarifying your own energy, being really sure that you are carrying just yourself, something like that. There's something about this Fool's journey that is a singular journey, and something about you taking the time for your kind of spiritual, energetic hygiene at this moment. That sounds so like, I don't know, antiseptic when I say it like that. It's not like, ooh, get the icky stuff off me. It's more like bow to what was, bow to the connections I had, and a real peace around, but this is for me. This next part of the journey is for me. Very giving frog prince. It's giving fairy tale, it's giving mythic, it's giving magical. So embrace that. I've been doing some really interesting work with fairy tales in my shamanism work, and I will tell you, those stories should not be overlooked. I would say they have as much value, as much to tell you as something like tarot cards, in which those stories are held. Libra, I feel like this month is going to be about your ambition. You have the Seven of Cups and the Lion energy. The Seven of Cups is, as we know from the way sevens keep showing up for us, is a lot to do with mystery, a lot to do with the things that we can't quite grasp. And the Cups is our emotional energy. It's our heart's yearning. It's our feelings and emotional body. The Seven of Cups is always speaking to, what do you truly desire? And do you desire it because you desire it, or do you desire it because the world tells you to desire it? And there's something about the Seven of Cups coming up with Lion energy. Feels like you are going to have some new insight into what power means to you, what success means to you, and living that on your terms, having more perspective on what that means for you in your life. There's a little bit of anger that comes through in these two cards together, a little bit of fierceness, and that's okay. It feels like here's what I'm feeling. This energy of like, I've been duped. Like, I was told it was this way, but it's not. It's this way. And kind of a fierce reaction to that. So an angry reaction to that, or a fierce reaction to that. And I would say it's liberation. So feel whatever is true for you. If there's anger there, if there's frustration there, all that is welcome and taken here, but understand that the frustration, the anger comes because this matters to you. And there's something about carving out a path for your ambition, carving out a path that feels like it truly speaks to what you need and you desire, that is new and powerful and right on time. That's the way that feels. But there's definitely a little bit of a feeling of like, feeling like maybe you were tricked. And I would say maybe, and maybe it's just part of the way that you had to receive the information to be able to see it clearly on the other side. Keep yourself curious and to what would it mean? Like if you think you've been deceived or duped, yes, from a righteousness standpoint, but from a soul's evolution standpoint, what am I learning from that? Where does that take me now? What do I do with that information now? What does that mean about the people that I've engaged with in that way? What does it mean about the self-sorcery I've engaged in with myself? What does that mean about how I want to do things differently in the future? Scorpio, the Page of Cups and the Nightingale. What romantic, dreamy energy this is. Romantic like the stuff of poetry, the stuff of song, the stuff of imagination. This feels very dreamlike. It feels like someone is going to gift you something. It feels like a gift is coming, a gift in terms of art or expression or emotion and I can't quite feel. It could be one of two things. It could be that this is something you are doing, like you are finding the notes to your song in a new way and beginning to tentatively share that with the world, share that outside of yourself. Or if someone is bringing that to you, and if they're bringing it to you, it's like there's just this deep reverence there's like a tenderness and a reverence and a delicacy and an awe associated with it that's really beautiful. Definitely communication, like you're not seeing these cards in front of you, but the nightingale has her mouth open to sing, and the fish in the classic fish in the cup that is part of the Page of Cups has their mouth open. So there's this idea of like kind of whispers or songs or messages that are coming through, but in this very tender, delicate way. It's really nice energy, and I would say open your heart to the messages, open your ears to the messages and to the songs you hear. And music is probably going to be very important for you this month. Yeah, just like a real appreciation. And you know what it is? It's like my heart is like aching, almost like when you read a beautiful poem and you just can feel the humanity of the poet. You can feel the vulnerability of the poetry. It's something like that. It feels like that kind of energy. I hope that makes sense. Sagittarius, the star and the crow. Okay, you mystic. The star and the crow. That is some deep healing. That is some deep, bone deep, transformative healing. So when I bring that back to the July energy, to this idea of sacred mystery, to this idea of alchemy, what you are transforming into, what you are embodying in this month ahead is pretty serious stuff. And as deep as it is and as serious as it is, it's not generated by you alone. There's something about the ancestors, something about the guides, something about this like sorry, but what I'm picturing is like your guides picking you up and like shaking you and putting you back down again and being like there. And you're almost dizzy from it, but it's exactly right. And you're going to be so glad they did that. You're going to be so glad that was your experience of this month. That sounds like such a violent image. It's not an actual violent experience. It's just it's a pretty, like, it's very real. It feels very tangible. The star and the crow. The star always to me has the energy of your like father's lineage, like your patriarchal lineage. There's something about the ancestors, the male ancestors that protect you and watch over you and lay the path for you. And the crow has the energy of protection and guides from the beyond. So there's some pretty deep echoing, healing and echoing happening in your male line, your male lineage this month, and I think it's really good. I think you're gonna feel much stronger on the other side of that. Capricorn, 4 of Cups and the Cobra. You might be losing your patience. You might be losing your patience with something you really deeply desire. There might be something that you have your eyes set on. You are so clear it's yours. You're so clear you want it, and it's not coming. And there's this deep frustration and impatience with that, just that simple fact. And you are maybe not being your best ally in terms of staying in this heat and frustration, like kind of stewing a little bit. There's definitely energy of stewing here. There's gonna be this feeling that things are not changing because you can't see any change. What I'll say is the Four of Cups is always the energy of the universe offering you an opportunity, a feeling, a longing, a solution that you didn't see coming, you couldn't have pictured. And so often with the Four of Cups, we're just like staring at the Three of Cups, we're staring at what we had that made us happy, and we're like, why can't I have more of that? And the Four of Cups is like, because that was that, and this is it, and here, try this new thing, feel this new thing. And there's something about you in this Cobra Four of Cups energy that feels like you're just really tight in it right now. Where can you loosen up? Where can you relax your grip a little bit? The clarity of your desire around this and your fierceness around this is palpable. I can feel it through the cards. I can feel it in the air. I can feel it in the energy while I'm talking to you about this. You will not mess that up. That is not going to go wrong. You are not going to miss the boat on this. But something about your tightness is keeping your vision too small. Like your viewfinder is really narrow right now, and that's not serving you. That's your work in this month ahead. Is that when you kind of widen the viewfinder, uncross your arms, soften your hands, relax your gaze. Like imagine that the power of your heart calling for this thing is the important sound. You like scrunching your eyes at the horizon and glaring at it is not going to bring it to you. I hope that makes sense. It feels really clear, but it also feels very specific. Aquarius. Okay, you have strength in the zebra card. So beautiful, so kind of wackadoodle. The energy of this feels kind of wacky in the best way. This feels like a investigation around your eccentricity, an investigation around what makes you unique, an investigation around your art, and a real pleasure and joy in that. What this feels like is you just really enjoying July and whatever that means to you, and really like a very strong energy of it's nobody's business how I do this. It's nobody's business. Yeah, it's nobody's business. I know exactly how I need to do this. I know what's going to please me, what's going to speak to me, what's going to create art for me, and I'm going to do that. It's not harsh. It feels kind of gentle, but it feels so, it's not also not gentle because it feels so bright. It feels so colorful. It feels so, I want to say like comical, but it's not really comical either. Like a rainbow. It feels like a rainbow. It feels like it's just this very specific, bright, happy, cheerful place. And you have worked really hard to get there. This is not like something you fell into. You've worked hard to get to that place. Enjoy this kind of like moment. It feels like this just moment where things are easy. You feel like you, and it feels really playful and joyful to be you. Enjoy that, babies. Enjoy that. Pisces. Beautiful Pisces. Oh, wow. You are going deep this month. So Queen of Cups and the Whale. Queen of Cups and the Whale. Wow. That's some deep energy. That's traveling to some pretty unique places, pretty unique realms. And it's definitely not verbal. So this could be something that's happening in your dream space. It could be something that's happening subconsciously. It's similar to the way that Sagittarius is going through this deep transformation, but it feels like light. It feels like a light transformation. This feels like you're going through a deep transformation, but it's a water transformation. So take that as you will. You are going to have access to some pretty remarkable things this month in these nonverbal places. So in your dreams, in your art, in your inspiration, in your feeling body, your feeling space. It's really lovely. It's like very mysterious, very deep. Yeah, it's just profound. Something you're going to emerge from. That's the other thing that comes through is like you're going to submerge, not submerge. What's the other one when you come out of the water? You're going to come out of the water with some pretty remarkable treasures. Swim while you're called to swim. You're not going to stay down there forever, and you're touching some pretty deep places. I'm so curious about that. I'd be curious to see what that experience is like it feels like 12th house. It feels like deep, deep subconscious discovery, but it feels really beautiful. It feels like art. It feels like there's a lot of feeling of language and poetry here generally, which I guess makes sense considering the energy that we're in is kind of a nonverbal energy. The way Scorpio's energy felt like this kind of whisper, yours feels like this deep, deep call from the belly. It's really interesting. But neither of them feel verbal. They just feel sound frequency based. Super cool, Pisces. You're going to have some treasure at the end of this month for sure. Something very clear you want to share with the world. Aries. Okay, Aries. Oh my God, you look so cute. Aries, you have Ace of Wands and the Peacock. I don't know, that's pretty wild energy. That's like hot and spicy and sexy, and you feel in yourself. And what I'll say is I just recorded the energy for next week, which is the King of Wands energy, and it was a little bit of like you might get a little excited and kind of kamikaze leap into the abyss of joy and excitement without really thinking about what else is happening in the world. You might want to think about that this month, Aries. You might want to be thinking about, actually, I'm saying that, and the Peacock and the Ace of Wands are like, whatever. There's a little bit of that, like you're just kind of like, whatever, I'm feeling myself. I'm here and I'm alive, I'm beautiful, and I'm gonna play. Yeah, you know what? Screw it, what I said. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. This feels really beautiful, and it feels like a showgirl. Like it feels like this, like, but even sexier than that. Like it feels fantastic and fabulous, and you are presenting yourself in a new way, feeling yourself in a new way, and that's taking shape in the world, and it's pretty fabulous. So I don't know, enjoy that. Same thing, I would love, love, love to see what that looks like in the world, because it feels sexy AF. It's giving catwalk. It feels really good. I love it. All right, Aries, enjoy that time for you. Taurus. Oh, you feel quite different than that. So you have the Two of Wands and the Rabbit. You feel very quiet, very alert. Like you're very focused on the horizon, but in a very different way than Capricorn was. Focus on the horizon in a little bit of a tentative way. A little bit of fear there, but also like lightness. Let me see this for a second. Wow. So Taurus, what I actually feel from this is how brave you are. Like there's this idea that you are stepping into fields and places and horizons that you haven't ever stepped into before, and you are tentative and you are a little unsure, but much more than that, you are deeply courageous, deeply brave. There's something like a sense of there's so far to go and so much to learn, and yet you've prepared a lot to come to this place where you're ready to step into this new field. It's literally like this sense of a rabbit at the edge of a new field, knowing that there's just so much more wide world out there. Wow, that's really cool. So it's very tentative, but it's very determined, very nervous, and also deeply hopeful about what beauty the world might reveal to you in this new place. Cool, Taurus. Super cool. Gemini, Hangman and the Moth. If you turn the moth upside down or vice versa, they actually make the exact same shape. That's really interesting. I've never noticed that before. The Hangman and the Moth. Yeah, there's just a lot of stillness. Wow, it feels like this deep metamorphosis. It feels like very much a moment of being in the chrysalis, really resting in that. Like there's something about this energy that is very solo, very singular, and very necessary. It just feels necessary, like it's necessary. There's something that you need to fully integrate, incorporate, metabolize, metamorphosize in your being, and you're giving that the honor that it deserves. You're actually really respecting that, and the message I get is that something really beautiful is going to come from that. Really beautiful is going to come from that. But this is not going to be well understood. Like, I would really double down on what I said in the July tarotscope. You don't need to explain this to anyone. No, you couldn't if you wanted to. So save yourself the breath and the energy, knowing that the people who, when you emerge from this, the people who are aligned with it will be with you. There's nothing lonely about this energy, but there is something inexplicable, indescribable about this energy that is really yours to experience for yourself. There's something about the sun rising, something about the sun, like the dawn, something about the moment before the dawn that feels really important. There's a lot of joy like percolating around this. Like you're really preparing yourself for something quite joyful It's nice. It's really nice. Okay, that was super interesting. You guys, a lot of stuff happening here, and take what you will, take what serves you, and just remember, in this month of July, we are just in this time of sacred alchemy and sacred mystery, and those things don't happen through our language. They happen through our bodies, they happen through our subconscious, they happen through downloads, they happen through transitions that are beyond our ability to make language around. So be patient with yourself, be gentle with yourself. And the one thing I forgot to say in the July tarotscope, which I should have, when you have Temperance and the Chariot, you are guaranteed victory. So this is a month where we are headed towards victory, all of us, in our own way. And that should not be forgotten, because it helps make the journey a little easier. Sending you guys so much love, and all the animals are with you, and all the tarot friends are with you. I'm with you. Happy July, happy tarotscopes. Check you later. Bye. It's giving everything is sacred. It's giving art. It's giving light you up and turn you on and set you free. It's giving curiosity. It's giving freedom. It's giving love. It's giving you are more magical and powerful than you can comprehend. It's giving, I don't know what's happening, but I am so here for it. It's giving you are pure potential. It's giving mystical.